Today I'm going to be looking at a super small Micro ATX case from Kolink. It's the Kolink Satellite Micro ATX case, and I was quite surprised when it turned up that it was actually Micro ATX due to the size of it. It's actually quite small in size. The dimensions are 260 wide, 280 deep and 190 tall. I'm quite surprised to what you can actually fit in these. It will also fit a Micro ITX or Mini-ITX. So you've got quite a bit of option with this little tiny case. If we take a look at the front is actually a full grille, and it has the I/O ports and USBs on the top. We've got power, reset, 2 USB 3s, which is quite good to see, a microphone and a headset jack. We've also got the LED indicators for power and hard drive. On the side we've got a bit of venting, similar to what's on the top. A bit of venting here, which would be over your processor when you fit it. And on the other side, we've also got some venting at the front. Now, if we look at the back, it's got pretty much a standard setup. Your motherboard's going to actually sit flat in this one, so we've got the I/O hole there. We've also got 2 expansion cards there, a power socket that's already fit because the power supply doesn't go at the back of this case, and a space for a 120mm fan. There's also 2 punch outs here for any kind of water cooling piping that you want to do, so it's quite flexible in the sense of its size. On the bottom we've got pretty much a standard setup. We've got feet which have got these little gold little ringlets round, which look pretty cool. And we'll move on to opening it up. So it comes with thumb screws on the back, and these are metal as well, they're not plastic ones like you see on some of the cases, which is good. And the case actually comes off a little bit different to a lot of the modern cases now. So what we do is we actually slide it backwards. It feels very old and traditional, but it's quite a modern looking case really for what you get. So that's the top that comes off. Now inside here, where all the vent holes are, there is actually gripped dust filtering. So it comes with dust filtering built in. As far as the case goes, we get all the screws and accessories needed, as well as, which was quite surprising when we opened it, a motherboard speaker. So we haven't seen one of them come with a, well, particularly a budget case in a while, and this case wasn't that expensive, so that was quite good to see. On the internal setup, you've got all the wiring needed, and it comes with an existing fitted 120mm fan. That's got either a 3-pin or a Molex connection, so you can connect it to your motherboard or straight to the power supply. On the top, you've got this bracket, and this bracket allows you to fit SSDs or normal hard drives. Normal hard drives will use a little rubber bung that you'll actually push in, and that'll stop any vibration. But for your SSDs, you can just mount them directly to it. There's enough space here for 2 SSDs, and then round on the other side, there's even more space for more. So you can put an extra 2 SSDs or 2 2.5 drives here as well. So it's quite set up for multiple hard drives. The power supply actually gets fit at the front. So what you'll do is you'll draw air in for the front, and it goes on its side, and it'll distribute out to the back. And there is an extra L-shaped plug, which means you can extend your power supply to the back where they've pre-fit an extension, which is actually also pretty good. The cabling on this, if I turn it around, actually comes color coded to most motherboards, which is really good. It means that you're going to get the right cables and the right pieces, and obviously you've got your USB 3 there, as well as your audio ports for the front. So all round, it's not a bad case. I've tried up a couple of motherboards on one of these, and you can fit something like an Asus Prime Micro ATX motherboard quite easily in there. How it'll look once you've actually built in there and you've got all your CPU coolers and things like that for airflow, I'm not quite sure. There doesn't appear to be any space at the front for any other mounted fans. Obviously there's a vent that side which will take the air in for the power supply, but the other side there is just a single vent. Now your graphics cards in these will actually sit up straight, so it's like having a vertical mount really, which is good to stop any GPU sag. And you can actually fit quite a decent sized graphics card in here. So for clearances on your graphics card, you're looking at around 220 graphics card, and that's if your power supply is a standard size. So it does take standard size ATX power supplies, but you can fit longer power supplies in, but that means you've got a shorter distance for your graphics card. Or you can do it the other way around. You can have a larger graphics card and a shorter power supply. Cable management is non-existing on this, so there is nowhere to hide cables. But with the fact that there is no windows in the case, so you're not really going to be looking for anything that's RGB glowing, you do have the opportunity to tuck them down wherever needed just to get the airflow through. So that's the Kolink Satellite Micro ATX case. So if you like this walkthrough, make sure you like the video so I know to do more, and if you want to see more of these in the future, make sure you subscribe to the channel. For any incremental updates on builds and reviews like this, I post them to social media, so look up the Tech Lab on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, and I'll see you again soon.